Thank you so much. I'm called Agnes Alaba. I'm the commissioner in charge of mines, regulating and licensing the mining activities in the country. Yes, we are here today as the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development to consult the local district government on the regulation that the ministry, together with the Ministry of Justice, has drafted to ensure that the artisanal miners are regulated. They have specific area where they can operate. We should know them, and we should ensure that they are also preserving environment, and for any other support service that can be given to them. Once they are regulated, they are in association, government can train them, government can provide any other technical support to the miners. So that's the purpose of this, for us to organize, license and regulate artisanal miners. We know that the artisanal mining activity is more, by the way, if you compare it to this other medium scale or large scale. Most Ugandans, they depend on this artisanal mining activity, therefore the need for it to be regulated.
What are the main issues in that draft that you are sharing with the communities and local leaders concerning the artisanal mining?
Yeah, the main issue is about the areas of their operations. One of the key challenge of artisanal miners is licensing. Most of them would want to be licensed, but they do not have specific areas to operate, so they scatter everywhere and operate in a rat form. So the main drive is to have them settle in specific zones so that you can see the impact that that sector has in the country. We know their contribution and the challenges. So that is the major point, and that's why we are sharing the areas that we have identified to gazette as artisanal mining areas, to see whether they are already licenses. If not, how then we regulate, we give those areas to artisanal mining. And these areas will continuously be updated, because for now, you may see an area which is under a license, but the license is dynamic. If exploration is not successful and the area can be worked by artisanal, then the ministry will gazette that area. And we do not intend to keep this mining operation artisanal forever. They need to upgrade. After sometimes that artisanal mining license is granted for an initial period of 3 years, and it can be renewed for 2 years, so long as that operation is still going on. But we intend to have these people graduate, not die artisanals. After 5 years, we really expect that you should have developed your capacity, you should have obtained some equipment to do more mechanized operation, which is less detrimental to the environment. So we want to identify such kind of groups and put them in those specific areas.
Maybe for the layman, what is artisanal all about, and what kind of minerals fall under artisanal mining, especially West Nile region?
Yeah, when you talk of artisanal mining, these are a group of people, an individual or a group of persons who do rudimentary kind of mining. They use rudimentary tools, simple tools like a spade and access to extract the mineral from the ground. And these are ones who live from hand to mouth, those categories of miners, and therefore they need minerals where they can easily extract with those simple tools. Because now, if, for example, you look at uranium, you cannot grant it to artisanal miners because they do not have the technology to extract that mineral. So in this place, we have identified a number of minerals that can be worked by artisanal miners. One of it is gold. We know West Nile region and part of the north, there's a lot of gold potential in the country. And there's certain gold mineralization where gold is occurring on the surface, and the artisanal miner can easily follow it. This gold, which is deep in what we call a vein, a rock somewhere deep down, the artisanals cannot mine it because they try to mine it, they get closed down by the ores. That is why we have also restricted their operations. They should not go beyond 10-meter depth. Once they go beyond there, then they need to use machine. You have heard of mines collapsing on miners, That is because we have not been regulating that depth. But now we said the operations can only be within 10 meters. If you go beyond that, then you can have a small-scale license, which is also still for Ugandans. Artisanal mining license is purely for Ugandans. We do not have any foreign participation in the artisanal mining. If the foreigners want to joint venture with Ugandans, they should then get a mining license called a medium-scale mining license or a large-scale mining license.
What does it take to get a license, especially those who are artisan miners? Many of them seem to be not understanding the process.
The process of getting a license is very simple. First of all, these groups, they need to be organized in groups. If they have registered their association, then they apply to the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development. Our system is now online, everything is online. They come to the ministry, they get access to the system. There's a mineral licensing system that people log in and you make application from anywhere, even from Yumbe or from Moyo. Once you have the credential, the login details to the system, you get online and make that application for first of all, you start with a prospecting license.
What is the offense charge for illegal mining? We have seen a lot of illegal mining in West Nile region, considering the fact that we are bordering two countries, South Sudan and DR Congo. The porous border routes make it easy for them to operate illegally.
The Mining Act, as we've seen, it provides for a lot of penalties and offenses in regarding mining, starting from as minimum of what we call 5,000 currency point. Depending on the magnitude, illegal mining is about 500,000 currency points, and that you multiply it with the 20,000 of Ugandan shillings, you're going to have about 100 million, 50 million, depending on the magnitude. After taking the person to court and we've confirmed, then that penalty is served on that mining operation. You have penalties, fines of about 100 million, 50 million after assessing the magnitude, and that's what we need to continuously be doing.
Okay, let's look at the issue of how do we provide security for those who are doing artisan mining, because we have had people here who have lost millions after coming to sell. By the time they are going back, this money is robbed. But two, after mining, many of them have left the soil open, and this causes environmental degradation.
Yes.
Let's have this one then.
Yes, the issue of the open grounds being left by the mining operation, that is obligation of the miner. And that is why now we are having this regulation that we should have all the miners in one place and we monitor them in one place. And where there are environmental issues, where they have not complied with the environmental obligation, then those penalties would also apply for mining illegally, and even if it's legal, for causing environmental damage, you are required to restore the environment to its state. Now, what happens if the miner is scammed in that process? First of all, the miner needs to follow the procedure for acquiring the mineral. Some of them, they just go there, start buying. When they have issues, that is when they come to report. We do not have control of people doing their individual business. But the Mining Act requires that for you to deal in the buying and selling of minerals, you need to buy from a registered miner as well. So if you go ahead and buy your mineral from somebody who is not registered and you're scammed in the process, then it becomes your own burden. But if it is from a licensed dealer, then the procedure of prosecution will follow. If somebody is scammed another one who is doing this business in minerals.
Exploration license for a Chinese-owned company, Guang, which is currently doing exploration, doing mining, I should say, in Yumbe district. And last week we got to report that 2 people were buried in that mining site, and were with you during the inspection in that site. I want to understand what is the current status on ground as far as mining in that particular place is concerned.
We were on the ground and the operations were stopped. So that is the status, that exploration activity cannot go on until when all the obligations have been fulfilled, when the environment is restored and the company is now complying with the requirement. That is the current state, that the operations were stopped.
I'm Goli William Seme, and I'm a miner. So, as I attended this meeting, some few things I've got which is challenging our work. But mostly, at the moment, I'm yet based in Arua. I'm here in Arua. We are in our base in Zombo, where we are trying to open a certain small place there. But there's still a challenge of water because this rainy season, because we are mining through, we call it sand. So we added to this challenge we are getting, we have to have a water pump so that in that hole there, we can pump the water out, then we continue looking for what we want from down. So this is what the challenge we are getting. But otherwise, we are doing it because of our future, looking for money, and we are doing it locally. It is locally, there's no government there, we are doing it for our own. That's why you see also we are trying to push up with it.
What about the market? Do you face challenge in accessing the market?
Okay, in the market now, these days, it is a bit for us easier because some investors are here, these were Indians are there. They are already proclaimed, they have their offices. If we come with it small we have there, we take to those who are Indians sell to them.
Have you faced challenges where people come and scam? They say they want to buy your gold or mineral, but also they steal from you. We have seen people who have been scammed.
No, actually, to buy from us on the ground there, from the ground there's nobody. We don't allow somebody to go there. The challenge we are getting there is where the owner of the places, or the garden or the land. This is the challenge we get. But if you don't have money, that's why you go through those challenges. But you have money like we, first of all you call the villagers, one of the leaders, you talk to them, then you say, okay, this is the place I want to start my small work here, then I'll be giving percentage out of it. This is what.
How much do you, the percentage, how much do you give to them? And also, how much does the sub-count demand the local government? Because there's a percentage that is for the owner of the land, to the local government and central government.
No, the local government, we don't really need that one there. Because we deal with the local people on the ground. Government is not there. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to repeat the same thing. Government is not there. Because we are doing it illegally.
Illegally?
It is illegal. Because it's the ground, it is you to know with your people. That, okay, now here we give to the boss, the owner of the land, not the government.
So are you willing to register so that you can be licensed?
Yeah, I'm willing to register according to what I've got to see. They have been subsidizing us today. And they want to know, to register also to see. Because the work of God does not mean that you just base at one place according to what we are doing. We are doing what we call panel. Yeah? We are not base. If here you go deep, you find that it's too deep, you can stop that one there. Yeah? Then you challenge, you say, okay, you can go somewhere also. Look where you can find.
Okay. Your name once again and what you deal in?
My name once again, I'm William Seme. So I'm a miner. It's true, I'm a miner.
What do you mine?
I mine gold.
Maybe could you just in one word tell us how this has helped you? Has it changed you economically?
It has changed me. Even right now I have a house in Arua here. I have my car is here. In front of us, I attend business. I've got my car is there, small car. It's helping me to move. And the motorcycle I have also sent.
In terms of family.
That one we detect like this because we don't have detector. We go by the river where there is sand. There is sample we pick we pick, first of all we wash, because with the gold it goes like water running under the ground. So if you pick any sample of any sand, you try with the mercury. Yeah, this one they have been telling us is prohibited. That small, you put a small mercury, then you finally eat, you put a mercury, try to see if it can come. If it comes, then start to follow that one there, the root of the where we collect the sand. This is how we get it. I cannot say, because if we're now trying to stop the mercury, we don't have any alternative to collect gold. Because the gold comes good. You can get a big one whereby it does not need mercury. But the one is small one, you need the mercury, yeah, to gather them together.
Okay, where do you get the mercury?
The mercury we get. It is the legal market also.
Okwai Dennis Jawoko, Deputy RDC Arua District. First of all, we needed these regulations. We needed this workshop, we needed this consultation. The sensitization on artisanal mining. And basically what has been happening in West Nile generally is artisanal, in the sense that first of all, it is small scale, on a small scale, but also the methods that they use, the technology which they use to do this mining is so rudimentary, and that is what qualifies them to be grouped under artisanal mining. But most importantly, something that we've picked out of this consultation and sensitization workshop is the need to have these activities regulated. Once we regulate these activities, it is going to now help us to ensure safety. We've had cases where people have been buried underground when they go mining. We've lost lives, we've lost properties and so many other things. But also, we've been losing a lot of revenue as government. So, as chairperson security committee, the elements of environmental impact assessment is very crucial for us. Now we know, before you start operating or mining, it is crucial for you to get the artisanal mining license. This will help us know that a number of factors have been considered before you are allowed to engage in these activities. But also, remember, in one of the presentations, we were briefed that there are some revenue sharing. A certain percentage goes to central government, certain percentage remains at the district, at the sub-county, and the owners of the land. Now, these are information that the community needs to know about. But also, it is important for us to know that most people have been engaged in this, others have been wanting to engage in this, but there has been no proper guidelines on how to do this. Now today, we've just been in this engagement where we've been taken through the processes of licensing, but also we have been taken through the advantages of having a regulated artisanal mining activities in our region. We have realized that a number of times we see children being engaged in some of these activities. Now the law is very clear that you cannot license artisanal mining where children are being involved. So the law against child labor is going to be strictly followed, but also the law on tax evasion and tax avoidance will be sorted out, because now we know for you to be involved, even for you to move with the minerals, from one place to another, you need a movement permit. Now, like they say, information is power. We've been empowered with this information. Going forward, the community that we serve is now going to get the right information, and this guides them on how they can be economically empowered. Because we know when these guys get involved in this artisanal mining, there is some take home which can put food on their table. But once these activities are not regulated, it also brings in the elements of illicit trade. We have seen there has been a new department that has been created under police, that is the Mineral Protection Unit. Now these guys are going to deploy even at the region here. It helps us in our enforcement. We are aware as a region, we've got a number of porous border points, which makes it so difficult for us to handle some of these things on our own as a district or as a region. But with the the workshop that we've just finished and the introduction of the Mineral Protection Unit at police level, it makes enforcement of the law very easy. First of all, they come with the knowledge on what they are going to be doing, but also most importantly, they are going to ensure that they work to help the community that is involved in artisanal mining to ensure they can also be economically empowered. Because as government, our primary responsibility is to create a conducive environment where people can do businesses, where people can do things that can empower them economically. So this is going to go a long way in trying to improve the livelihoods of our people in West Nile sub-region, especially Arua district.
Okay. And even have their money safe.
In most cases, if not all cases, this has been happening to people who first of all do not want to declare that they are dealing in this business. One, probably they do not have the required license and the certificates or the certification to be involved in this kind of business. So you find they do the businesses clandestinely. And this makes it very risky for them, like you've been seeing. Because now, once we know that ABCD has been licensed and certified to be doing this kind of business, to deal in minerals and also to deal in like artisanal mining that we've been talking about, it makes it very easy for us to provide them security. Because in the past, how do you come and start asking for security when first of all you're operating illegally? And that is why we've been seeing after either selling their gold, they have been robbed of their money, or when they are still coming to sell their gold, they are also being attacked. We had a case recently here. We didn't know this gentleman was carrying gold. He went to have a refreshment at Fal fuel station. Before we know it, the guy was robbed of his minerals. But now, if we knew that this gentleman deals in minerals, for example gold, because he has license, we would give them protection, because as security we are supposed to secure both life and property, including businesses. So this would be very easy, and we believe that going forward this is going to solve a lot of problems, one of which is what you've just mentioned.